Yes mga igala, mayong adlaw ka natutanan o welcome din sa itong panaguban sa atong tulumanong tambayan sa Radyo Pilipinas. Okay mga higala, no, sugdan na to ato ang panaghisgot karong adlaw no, with regards aning kaganihang buntag no, kaganihang buntag. Pero una sa din na, kumusta mo no, kumusta mo mga katambayan no? I hope no, namo sa maayong kahimtang karon no, medyo karong lagi nagaulan-ulan lagi karong panahon na no. So ingat-ingat ano pagdalagin mo payong no, every time mo magawas mo og kaning balay no, gikan sa trabaho pa katong mapauli na no, tapos wala ka dalag payong pagpasilong sa jud mo no, although sabtan na no nga dapat magdali no, kay ang kakapoy gyud no, ang kakapoy sa tawagan ni kanang gikan sa trabaho no, kuan siya no, adio kapoy gyud siya mga dapat. Anyways mga katambayan no, dinita sa ato ang hisgutanan no, kay kaganiyang buntag mo na ni kaganiyang buntag mga katambayan na numpa na no, ang pipilak kuan no, katong pang deputized sa Land Transportation Office no, nga mga personahe gikan sa Coast Guard Southeastern Mindanao ug ingon man sa ato ang Land Transportation Franchising and Regulatory Board. Nganong deputized man ni sila no, pinaagi kani sa usa ka department, I think a memorandum no, gikan sa Department of Transportation no, para sa pagpurma no sa katong ginatawag nato nga Special Action Committee for Transport no. Ako nasa kung matingala mo ngano apil ang Coast Guard nga pandagat man ang Coast Guard oy. Ang kuan na mga higala, ang ilahang tumungahna no is to intensify no, the enforcement the law enforcement on traffic rules and laws. Mo gina siya ang kuan gid, mo gina siya ang tumong sa maong kuan no, so kaganiha una dira nanumpa ang kuan no, dilday awarding na no, gi-undergo karong training ug seminar ang mga kaning Coast Guard no, o kanang tingala mo nga ng apil ang LTFRB. Of course mga higala, ang LTFRB manggod no, dito lang sila sa franchise sa public transport. So kung ang driver mo na magkamali no, kung tayo na dito, kung tayo para sa tong mga issue tong niagi sa kuan, issue tong niagi sa katong mga airing taxi drivers, di nila ma-penalize si driver. It's because wala sila jurisdiction sa driver. Ang jurisdiction sa driver na sa LTO. So asa lang sila sa franchise. So kinsa lang pwede multahan si operator. Karon na sila ikuan matik na no, nga makuan sila matik pika station na pero mga amigo nato na sila diha no. Matik na nga ang kuan dira no, ang tawagan ni pwede na po nila no, kung ang driver man na nagkamali, driver ang pamultahon. So natoy na pulo sa LTFRB og naay 11 sa Coast Guard no, nga gi-deputize sa LTO para manakop na dira sa kadalan. Ay mo kakuan no, kay mo ni siya sa una no, tong ginatawag nato nga I-Act no. I think dito sa Metro Manila ni kung nagkanato nahimo pag meme gani nga gigukod dito sa Manila tong usa ka nakamotor nga naka-uniform og Philippine Coast Guard. Gigukod to kay nag-violate og balahod tapos mo natumbahin noon to siya. Mo to niya nasuko siya ilang gibash ang Coast Guard. Well, naa sila authority man noon, naa sila authority para mang issue og citation o mang issue og kanang temporary operating permit no, or TOP ngadto sa mga driver. So pasensya mo ay mo kuan dira kay gipadaghan na no, gipadaghan ang maong kaning kuan no, mga personahe no, aron nga makuan gyud no, daghan kay kuan mo gud anti-colorum, no license, tapos na pa tricycle. So mo na ang ilahang ginakuan gyud mga. But anyways, di ata magdugay na ato paminaw na to mga opisyal, no, under sa Department of Transportation, no, na to mga katambayan si kuan Land Transportation Office 11 Regional Director Eleanor Calderon. Sunod diha si kuan, no, gikan siya sa Department of Transportation, no, ang hepe sa Special Action Committee for Transportation nga si Sir Michael John Villar. And then si kuan, of course, ang host kaganiha si Coast Guard District Southeastern Mindanao, no, na si Commodore Richard Marfe, o si LTFRB 11 Regional Director Nonito Llanos the third ba si sir? Nonito Llanos na lang, no. So anyways, panginaon nato.
Earlier we deputized 10 personnel from Philippine Coast Guard and 11 from the Land Transportation Franchising and Regulatory Board 11.
So with this about the deputization of Coast Guard and FRA, anong outcome or impact na pinaasahan natin, especially in law enforcement sa mga kasama journey?
Okay, now as deputized agents, duly deputized agents of LTO, they are now clothed with authority, full authority to enforce all existing traffic laws, rules, and regulations throughout the region.
So, ang paano po ma'am, tawagin so expected na po na intensified na atong law enforcement sa mga kasama.
Yeah, we will further intensify considering na nadugangan, no, ang atong mga deputized agents.
Next question kay Sir Michael John. Sir, with this, gano'n na ba katagal kung sa akin yung pag-deputize ng other law enforcement units po para tulong sa ating law enforcement dyan sa Pasay?
Good morning. Yung SAIC po ay created last November 6, of 2023. It was created through a department order signed by our Secretary. With regard to the deputization, ongoing po, no? Actually, before yung SAIC po na na-create, we have this IAC before. But nabago na po ito, and may existing naman din po tayo ng mga deputized na ng LTO. Kung saan ngayon mas pinaigting pa at mas palalakasin pa, no? Siyempre with the support of our Philippine Coast Guard, with our LTFRB and our LTO and all member agencies, no, under SAIC.
So, sabi niyo kanina sa speech or I didn't answer. So, sabi niyo this is the first sitting outside ng Pamangkat na deputization ng other law enforcers from under BFR. Why is it Davao region?
Davao region, kasi napili namin and Cebu, actually next is Cebu, one of the metropolitan city, no, outside NCR. So that may presence din po tayo sa Mindanao, no. So Davao City is considered as metropolitan din, no? And next is the Cebu.
So why is it not mas nauna si Davao? Si Davao, then medyo nauli ako si Cebu.
Maybe sa active support, no, and response of our RDs din, no. Agad-agad nakita natin yung kanilang response.
So, ang target nito is really for this is yung SAIC is ilagay sa mga metropolis.
Yes. But that will not limit, no, if makita namin na talagang we will expand, no? Kasi andyan naman yung ating mga agencies na within the DOTR family that are willing to support. For now, focus muna tayo sa mga metropolitan.
Sagad ko na lang. Si Commodore Market. Sir, meron pa ba tayong more personal na kapag-deputize natin for LTO na other training was I?
Well, unang-una magandang umaga sa ating lahat, no. Ito kasing 10 personnel that we have provided, this is based on the request and instruction ng higher headquarters. So, sabi ko nga kay RD ng LTO 11 at saka kay SAIC, we are very much willing to help and just let us inform kung kailangan pa ng Coast Guard personnel and let the higher headquarters be informed. So para kami naman is ma-direct ng higher headquarters. But sabi ko, we are very much willing na mag-provide ng additional personnel just to make it sure na maging maayos yung sistema natin sa transportation, makatulong kami na mapaayos yung ating mas mapaayos pa yung ating transportation sector dito sa Davao Region.
And as po si Sir, now na na-deputize na ng LTF ng LTO, kung sa mga operations na pagbabuhat ulit, especially on the anti-color campaign.
Thank you, sir. Actually, kabaw man ta nga ang LTFRB, and when we penalize earring drivers, we penalize not the drivers but the operators. But this time, with the deputation of LTO, we'll be able to penalize earring drivers directly. So because of this, we'll be able to help in disciplining our drivers on the road. And at the same time, we're already close to the authority by the LTO to conduct also anti-colorum operations. We've been doing this before the SOG's opinion. We were able to conduct a lot of anti-colorum operations, but because of the opinion of the SOJ, the among iundang, but this time we're very happy that we'll be joining forces with the DOTR family, Coast Guard, and LTO in implementing traffic laws.
So mo to mga katambayan, no, ang ilahang pamahayag, no, hopefully, no, makita na nato na isa sa kadalanan sugod Lunes, no, manakop na sila diha, no. Ang target aning LTFRB gyud is more of kani mga airing taxi drivers, no, og mga jeepney drivers, no. Ay namo gud to motogingon ni kaganihan ni ni Ardilianos kaganihan nga namo gud DOJ DOJ opinion na di sa pwede manakop on anti-colorum. It's task lang gina sa LTO. So karon nga na sila deputization, deputize na sila, okay na sila pagpanakop. Anyways mga katambayan, balik ito man lang sa ibang portatik punong dom ni atong sibianan. Balik ito mga katambayan, din sa tungtuluman ng tambayan sa Radyo Pilipinas. Anyways mga katambayan, kagahapon no gipahigayon no ang katong ginatawag nato nga Global Youth Summit, no, apon asap around 500 ka mga kabatan-unan, no, dili lang ni sa Davao City, no, lain-lahing lugar sa Mindanao, no, ang nagtapok, no, diha sa Cinema 6 sa SM Lanang, no, aron nga tukion, no, or hiskot og mga issues, no, especially sa mga batan-on and unsaon pag-support sa kaning ginatawag nato nga unsay tawagan na kay mga katambayan kanang sustainable goals, no. Sa tawag ato Millennium Sustainable Goals, Sustainable Development Goals, mo na Sustainable Development Goals, Sustainable Development Goals na siya. Sustainable Development Goals, SDG. SDG. Sustainable Development Goals lagi. Especially on infrastructure, no, kagahapon po no daghan po sila mga pangisbot. Not just infrastructure, no, but also mo relate siya sa environment and sa society, no, sa livelihood, no. So mo na siya, no, sa of course kada sa pagkuan sa poverty, no, teenage pregnancy o ilang gisgutan na dito sa maong forum. So kana siya no kanang target ginila no nga mahatagan og mga kaalam. And aside from mahatagan og kaalam no, napud sila kanang mo gusto sila nag-open sila og kanang mag-pitch og kanang project no nga makatabang sa tuang kaning palibot no, makatabang sa makatabang sa ato ang environment, makatabang sa atong community no. Mo na ang isa sa mga goal no nganong gi-introduce nila ni di siya gi-introduce mo gipahigayon nila ang maong Global Youth Summit dito sa SM. Anyways, mga katambayan no, data magdugay no kay sa naman to no, atong paminaw no atong interview no sa Assistant Vice President no for Marketing sa SM Cares no, walay lain si Sir Richard Caluyo no. Si Sir Richard no, usap po niyo mapagbatanon po niyo kanang kanang mindset no, it's always positive and always no care for the community and for the environment no. So nindot gina nakastorya po din siya to. Anyways mga katambayan, di na tawalangan Sir Richard Caluyo, ang Assistant Vice President for SM Cares Marketing. Paminaw na to.
Ano yung objective nitong sinasagawa na
Global Youth Summit? Ayun, so we are here sa 12th Global Youth Summit of SM Cares and Global Peace Foundation. At ginagawa natin to because we believe in the potential of the youth. We believe that through this forum, we will be able to gather all the youth sa community para matagaan nato sila og mga information that would really be very useful for them to discover what they can do for their respective communities.
Based on mga qualities, unsa mga lectures or inputs ang ginahapan nato sa mga youth permanentamo?
Okay, sige, good question. Before a start of a global youth summit, normally ang SM Cares at Global Peace Foundation conducts a survey sa community where we check with the youth leaders kung ano yung mga issues they feel are very relevant or very important for their generation. From the identified issues and concerns, we align it to the SDGs, ito yung UN Sustainable Development Goals, and then we find a way on how we can address specific issues by inviting experts and subject matter experts to talk about those issues. Well, for Davao, one of our focus talaga is really SDG 9, which is related to infrastructure, innovation, and industry. Nakikita natin na for that SDG here in Davao, isa siyang important na SDG because Davao is a growing community. We see that there are a lot of developments. So it's very important to also introduce the value of innovation, especially sustainable innovation, so the youth can help the community in the progress na gagawin ng community. Other topics, syempre nandun pa rin yung environment. Hindi nawawala yung environment. And of course, pag mga kabataan may mga mental health concerns. So minsan lumulutang din yan as one of the top 3 topics.
So what are the expected na outcomes after this Global Youth Summit?
Okay, so we're expecting that after the Global Youth Summit, we will be able to have empowered youth leaders in Davao City. And by saying empowered, we hope that they will take advantage of the opportunity na matap yung support ng SM Cares and Global Peace Foundation as we give them seed grant. We give seed grant to select projects para ma-implement siya in the community, and that is available for them. So we hope that some of our youth leaders here in Davao will take advantage of that opportunity. Second, we want them to connect. It is very important to connect. Sometimes to create a program is a long shot, but the simplest way to really have an output right away is to connect. Connect to SM Cares projects, connect to Global Peace Foundation, and connect to the local community leaders. We see that through this Global Youth Summit, we'll be able to empower them to speak up, to communicate to the leaders of the community, and help implement projects that are very impactful for the community.
Speaking of yung grants, kung sa siya about mag-speech sila o project?
Yeah, ang ano lang naman, simple lang yung execution. Normally, they will submit their project proposal. We normally flash it on screen right after each of the speaker. Tapos, they will submit the proposal which we will review, and then kung ano yung mapipili, mabibigyan ng funding.
Saan klase ng mga projects nisa sila?
Lahat ng projects as long as it's aligned to the UN Sustainable Development Goals. Ang ating goal parati is i-align yung mga proposed projects to the goals kasi it's 2024 and the commitment is to be able to ensure that all those goals will be achieved by 2030.
So, mga projects nisa like sa kanang mga usual ng mga kanang for example, nasa like isa ka project na about saan pagkuan, how to take care of the environment, something this.
Pwede. Actually, ang best example dyan will be creating livelihood projects. Example, livelihood projects specific to women. Pwedeng magandang project siya because you targeted a specific group that really needs a livelihood project for their family. And then second, pwede nating sabihin na it's SDG for poverty. Kasi we help the family create livelihood para meron silang pangkain sa araw-araw. So, may mga ganon. Kung itatahipan niya na may environment-related SDG, say for example, yung livelihood project pala is to recycle products na pwedeng ibenta when it's converted to a new product, then it's a project that hits different SDGs. I think those are very important when they propose. It has to address a specific issue in the community and it has to be aligned to a specific SDG.
Mga projects. So, ang kono is to address certain issues and then innovation.
Yes. Syempre, innovation is something we will look at because that is one of the key focuses here in SM Lana. I don't have the exact amount, but I think it's around 50,000 per project.
Isa po na mag-qualify sir?
All youth leaders in the community.
Requirements or eligibility?
Well, there are requirements. We normally flash it. We can share it with you. But basically, it's more on the main requirement is really to have an impactful project. Second, it should come from the youth. And then third, alam ko talagang there's really a need to participate sa Global Youth Summit because it becomes your edge versus the others who are just around the community and doing other projects.
So, yung magkawaan sa iba? So, either group or individual?
Yes.
More ka lang sa kwan lang, like sa government or particularly sa DKN Young Farmers Challenge na magpasa sa proposal and then mo ito supportahan.
Yes. So yun. So sayang yung opportunity pag hindi na-avail. Since there are opportunities like that, this is the time for youth leaders to really sport their courage to propose these impactful projects and get enough funding to make it happen.
Okay. As an answer, invite all the Davao youth sponsor to join this.
Oh, okay. The Global Youth Summit is currently happening, so unfortunately, I'll not be able to invite everyone anymore. However, Global Youth Summit doesn't stay today or doesn't just happen today. Global Youth Summit is an everyday thing. When you wake up early in the morning, you get empowered. You have to use that feeling or that empowerment to create change in the community. But without Global Youth Summit, it's now up to us on how we will help the community grow or develop all the things that we need to address in the community. So I think I will encourage everyone to be a leader in their respective communities. Hindi kailangang maging grupo, hindi kailangang maging part or umattend ng Global Youth Summit to be a leader. All we need is just a concern to our community and the courage to implement activities that will create impact. So that's it.
So mo to mga katambayan, no? Well, if we really care, no, actually ang nating mga project dito nga murag similar lang siya sa ubang mga programa sa gobyerno like sa Department of Agriculture, ganing tawag nito nga young farmers kanang challenge, no, kun asa tanang mga young farmers na kanang tawagan ni mag-propose, no, tapos tagaan pag mapili matagaan og grant, no, ay napod sa atong ATI, no. Nana sila yung mga tagaan na sila og sa scholarship na pud sila panghatag nga kaning mga grants pud, no, sa mga gusto nga mo sulod jud sa mga napoy kadang laing ko ano internship. So daghan-daghan po no na similar lang gyud siya no. So ang kuan mga katambayan, ang pribado, ang gobyerno, pribadong sektor ang gobyerno, no? Nagakuan gyud siya, tawagan ni tinabangay no para sa kaayuhan no diri sa to ang katilingban ug sa atong nasod. Anyways mga katambayan, di naman tigong oras no og mo katong naglangkob sa atong tulumanong tambayan sa Radyo Pilipinas ang sunod. Pohon mga katambayan, wana mutaas baba sa medyo man do. Hangtod sunod pohon mga katambayan, daghang salamat o mayong adlaw, mabuhay ang bagong Pilipinas.